Welcome to Avenue of Words. So you clicked on this video because you want to transform your mindset. Before we dive in, I have an important question for you, and I want you to answer honestly. Not for me, but for yourself. What's holding you back from becoming the person you want to be? Think about it. Really think. Is it fear? Doubt? Laziness? Past failures? Because here's the truth. Most people never transform their mindset. Most people stay trapped in the same limiting beliefs their entire lives. Look at your own reality right now. Be brutally honest. You spend hours scrolling through social media. You put off challenging tasks. You avoid uncomfortable situations. You make excuses. You let your potential slip away day by day. Your comfort zone has become your prison. And when you see others succeeding, writers, entrepreneurs, polyglots, athletes, leaders, you tell yourself they're lucky or naturally talented. But that's a lie you tell yourself to feel better. They aren't lucky. They're disciplined. They have systems. They have unwavering focus. They push forward every single day, especially when they don't feel like it. Because here's the secret. Your feelings lie to you. Your feelings want comfort. Your feelings want the easy path. But transformation, growth, excellence, these only come when you ignore those temporary feelings and do what needs to be done anyway. Your feelings won't make you fluent in English. Your feelings won't build your dream business. Your feelings won't transform your health or relationships. Only consistent, intentional action will. That's what this video is about. Today, we're going to rewire your neural pathways. We're going to install a growth mindset that will change everything. Not someday, but starting right now, if you're serious. If you're just here passively watching, this video won't help you. But if you're truly ready for change, if you're tired of mediocrity, if you're done with being stuck, then stay with me until the end. And here's something important. This video will simultaneously improve your English fluency. With every minute you listen, your brain is absorbing vocabulary, sentence patterns, pronunciation, and natural expressions. You're training your ear while transforming your mindset. So if you're committed to developing both a powerful mindset and English fluency, you're in the perfect place. 2 transformations, 1 video. Let's begin. Embrace intentional discomfort. The first principle of mindset transformation is embracing intentional discomfort. Your brain is programmed to avoid pain and seek pleasure. That's why growth feels difficult. It requires going against your biological wiring. But here's the paradox. The things that make you uncomfortable today are exactly what will create your future strength. Every transformation happens outside your comfort zone. So create a daily practice of intentional discomfort. Take cold showers. Speak English even when you're afraid of making mistakes. Join conversations even when you feel awkward. Make that difficult phone call. Wake up earlier than feels good. Start small, but be consistent. 5 minutes of intentional discomfort daily will begin rewiring your brain. Your tolerance will expand. What once felt impossible will become manageable. Remember, comfort is the enemy of growth. The most successful people on earth have mastered the art of doing uncomfortable things consistently. Not because they enjoy discomfort, but because they understand its transformative power. Your assignment: identify one uncomfortable action that would move you forward and commit to doing it daily for the next 7 days. Don't negotiate with yourself. Don't wait until you feel ready. The growth is in the doing. Install a system, not goals. Here's why most people fail to transform their mindset. They focus on goals without systems. Goals are the destinations. Systems are the daily practices that get you there. Goals can be derailed by motivation fluctuations. Systems continue regardless of how you feel. Want to master English? A goal says become fluent. A system says engage with English content for 30 minutes every morning before checking your phone. Want to transform your health? A goal says lose 20 pounds. A system says prepare healthy meals every Sunday and exercise Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Goals are vulnerable to failure. Systems make failure nearly impossible. The people with extraordinary mindsets don't rely on motivation or willpower. They create environments and routines that make success inevitable. They remove friction from positive behaviors and add friction to negative ones. Your assignment. For your biggest aspiration, design a simple daily system, not an ambitious plan that will collapse under pressure. A minimal, consistent practice you can maintain even on your worst days. Remember, consistency trumps intensity. Master your inner dialogue. The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one constantly happening inside your own mind. Your internal dialogue shapes your reality more powerfully than any external circumstance. Most people let their inner voice run wild with unchecked negativity. I'm not smart enough. I'll never speak English fluently. I always fail eventually. People like me don't succeed. These thoughts aren't facts, they're just familiar neural patterns. And they can be changed through conscious awareness and redirection. Start monitoring your inner dialogue like a hawk. When you catch negative self-talk, don't fight it. Simply observe it and replace it with a more empowering alternative. Instead of "this is too hard," try "I'm developing my capacity through challenge." Instead of "I made a mistake again," try "I'm collecting valuable feedback." Instead of "I'm not a natural English speaker," try "I'm growing my language brain daily." This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing interpretations that serve your growth rather than prevent it. Your assignment? Carry a small notebook for the next 3 days. Every time you notice negative self-talk, write it down, then immediately beneath it, write a growth-oriented alternative. This practice alone can trigger profound transformation. Develop radical accountability. The hard truth most mindset coaches won't tell you: nobody is coming to save you. No guru, no mentor, no program, no book will transform your life unless you hold yourself radically accountable. Weak mindsets blame circumstances, other people, lack of time, lack of money, bad luck, or unfair systems. Growth mindsets say, regardless of my circumstances, I am 100% responsible for my responses and actions. Stop making excuses. Stop blaming external factors. Take full ownership of your situation and your progress. When you fail to practice English daily, don't blame being tired. When your project stalls, don't blame lack of resources. When you procrastinate, don't blame distractions. Instead, ask better questions. How can I ensure I practice regardless of fatigue? How can I move forward with the resources I already have? How can I create an environment where focus happens automatically? People with transformative mindsets never ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "What can I do about it?" Your assignment? Identify one area where you've been making excuses. Write down a clear statement of accountability. I take full responsibility for my situation outcome and commit to specific action regardless of excuse. Cultivate deliberate learning. Average mindsets consume information passively. Transformative mindsets learn deliberately. In a world flooded with content, the ability to extract and apply meaningful knowledge is a superpower. Don't just read books. Engage with them. Don't just watch videos, implement their insights. Don't just listen to podcasts. Teach what you learn to others. Create a systematic approach to knowledge. Before learning something new, identify specific questions you want answered. While learning, take strategic notes focused on application. After learning, spend time integrating the knowledge into your existing framework. Within 24 hours, teach someone else what you learned. Within 72 hours, apply at least one key insight. Information without implementation is just entertainment. The growth mindset turns information into transformation through deliberate practice. Your assignment: choose one concept from this video and design a specific implementation plan. How exactly will you apply it? When? Where? What potential obstacles might arise and how will you overcome them? Embrace productive failure. Here's a mindset shift that will change everything. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's an essential component of it. Every significant breakthrough in human history came after numerous failures. Yet most people avoid failure at all costs. They choose safety over growth, certainty over possibility. The transformative mindset sees failure differently, not as evidence of inadequacy, but as valuable data. Not as something to avoid, but as something to extract lessons from. When you make a grammar mistake while speaking English, don't feel embarrassed, feel curious. What pattern do you need to reinforce? When your project doesn't work as planned, don't get discouraged, get investigative. What assumptions were incorrect? Productive failure means failing forward, ensuring each setback contains the seeds of your next advancement. Your assignment: recall a recent failure or setback. Write down 5 specific lessons you learned and how you'll apply each one moving forward. Then identify one small risk you can take this week that might result in valuable failure. Practice strategic patience. We live in an instant world. Fast food, instant messages, same-day delivery, on-demand entertainment. This cultural impatience has infected our mindsets, making us demand immediate results from long-term processes. Learning a language takes time. Building a business takes time. Transforming your health takes time. Developing mastery in any domain takes time. The growth mindset understands the power of compound growth. Small, consistent efforts that seem insignificant in isolation, but become unstoppable when accumulated over time. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a day, and vastly underestimate what they can achieve in a year of consistent effort. Develop strategic patience, the ability to maintain enthusiasm for your daily systems while detaching from the need for immediate results. Trust the process. Fall in love with the journey, not just the destination. Your assignment: identify one area where impatience has caused you to abandon a worthy pursuit. Recommit with a 1-year perspective. What tiny daily action could you take that would transform this area if performed consistently for 365 days? Develop metacognitive awareness. The ultimate mindset skill is metacognition, thinking about your thinking. Most people are trapped inside their thoughts. They believe everything their mind tells them. They're completely identified with their mental patterns. Transformative mindsets develop the capacity to step back and observe their own thinking process. They can catch limiting beliefs in real time. They can interrupt negative spirals before they gain momentum. They can question assumptions that others accept blindly. Start practicing mindfulness, the non-judgmental awareness of your present moment experience. Even 5 minutes daily can dramatically increase your metacognitive abilities. Notice when your mind catastrophizes a small setback. Notice when it creates elaborate stories about what others think of you. Notice when it convinces you something is impossible before you've even tried. This awareness creates a gap between stimulus and response, a gap where your freedom to choose lies. Your assignment: set 3 random alarms on your phone throughout tomorrow. When each alarm sounds, pause and ask, what am I thinking right now? Is this thought serving my growth? What perspective would be more empowering? Curate your environment. Your environment shapes your mindset more than willpower ever could. The books on your shelf, the people you spend time with, the media you consume, the notifications on your phone, the physical spaces you inhabit. All of these silently mold your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Most people try to change their mindset while swimming against the current of an environment designed for their old self. Instead, engineer your surroundings to make your desired mindset the path of least resistance. Fill your phone with language learning apps instead of social media. Create a dedicated workspace that signals focused productivity. Surround yourself with people who embody your aspirational mindset. Consume content that reinforces your new beliefs. Remove objects that trigger old habits. Your physical environment becomes your mental environment. Change the outer to transform the inner. Your assignment: perform an environmental audit. Identify 3 elements of your current environment that reinforce your old mindset and replace each with something that supports your growth mindset. Adopt an experimental approach. The final principle of mindset transformation: approach your life as a series of experiments rather than permanent decisions. Most people are paralyzed by the fear of making wrong choices. They overthink, procrastinate, and ultimately avoid meaningful action. The transformative mindset embraces an experimental approach to life. Instead of asking, "Is this the right decision?" ask, "What will this experiment teach me?" Instead of, "What if I fail?" ask, "What data will I collect either way?" Instead of, "What will others think?" ask, "What will I discover about myself?" This experimental mindset liberates you from perfectionism and analysis paralysis. It transforms intimidating commitments into fascinating investigations. Want to try a new language learning method? Run a 2-week experiment. Considering a career pivot? Design a low-risk trial project. Thinking about relocating? Visit for a month before deciding. Life becomes a laboratory for your growth, rather than a series of daunting crossroads. Your assignment? Identify one decision you've been overthinking. Reframe it as a time-limited experiment with specific learning objectives. What exactly will you test? For how long? What metrics will you track? How will you evaluate the results? Practice gratitude as a discipline. Most people think gratitude is an emotion that arrives when good things happen. The growth mindset understands that gratitude is a practice that creates empowering emotional states regardless of circumstances. Neurologically, your brain cannot simultaneously hold states of gratitude and states of fear, anxiety, or victimhood. By deliberately cultivating gratitude, you create neural pathways that support resilience, optimism, and solution-focused thinking. This isn't about toxic positivity or denying challenges. It's about training your brain to spot opportunities within obstacles and to maintain perspective during difficulties. Even in your most challenging moments, ask, "What can I appreciate right now? What resources do I have available? What am I learning through this experience?" Your assignment: for the next 7 days, begin and end each day by writing down 3 specific things you're genuinely grateful for. Don't repeat items. Challenge yourself to find new appreciation daily, especially for things you normally take for granted. Develop mental flexibility. The rigid mind breaks under pressure. The flexible mind adapts and thrives. Mental flexibility is the ability to hold multiple perspectives simultaneously, to adapt your thinking to changing circumstances, and to revise your beliefs when presented with new evidence. Most people become increasingly rigid as they age. They settle into comfortable thought patterns and defend them against all challenges. The growth mindset actively seeks to expand its cognitive flexibility. Deliberately expose yourself to opposing viewpoints. When absolutely certain about something, ask, what if I'm wrong? Practice solving problems using multiple methodologies. Study disciplines outside your expertise. Engage in discussions with people from different backgrounds. Your assignment. Identify one strongly held opinion or belief. For the next 24 hours, actively try to disprove it. Research counterarguments. Consider alternative perspectives. This exercise isn't about changing your mind, it's about developing cognitive flexibility. Master energy management. Traditional productivity focuses on time management. The transformative mindset understands that energy management is far more important. Your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual energy directly impacts your cognitive function, creativity, resilience, and decision-making. Yet most people deplete these energy sources daily through poor habits and mindless activities. Start treating your energy as your most precious resource. Identify activities that energize you versus those that drain you. Schedule important tasks during your natural energy peaks. Create boundaries around energy vampires, both people and activities. Develop recovery rituals between periods of intense focus. Optimize sleep, nutrition, movement, and hydration for cognitive performance. Your assignment. Track your energy levels hourly for 3 days. Note patterns. When are you most focused? When do you slump? What activities restore your energy? Use this data to restructure your daily schedule for optimal mental performance. Clarify your core values. People with powerful mindsets operate from a clear value system. They know what matters most to them and make decisions accordingly. This internal compass provides stability during challenges and clarity during confusion. Without explicit values, you'll unconsciously adopt the values of your culture, social media, or peer group, often leading to misalignment between your actions and your authentic self. Take time to identify your core values, not what you think should matter, but what truly resonates at your deepest level. Examples might include growth, freedom, connection, creativity, service, or excellence. Once identified, use these values as decision-making filters. When facing choices, ask, which option best aligns with my core values? Your assignment? Write down 3 to 5 core values that genuinely motivate you. For each value, identify one way you're currently honoring it and one way you could align with it more fully in the coming week. Embrace constructive discomfort. Average mindsets avoid feedback and criticism. Growth mindsets actively seek them out. Honest feedback, even when uncomfortable, is a shortcut to improvement. Yet our egos naturally resist information that challenges our self-image. Train yourself to override this defensive response. When receiving criticism, breathe and thank the person. Resist the urge to explain, justify, or defend. Ask clarifying questions to understand fully. Extract the useful information, even from poorly delivered feedback. Implement changes based on valid points. This doesn't mean accepting all criticism as valid. It means developing the emotional security to evaluate feedback objectively rather than reactively. Your assignment. This week, reach out to someone whose opinion you respect and ask them to identify one blind spot or area for improvement in your approach to relevant area. Listen without defensiveness and thank them sincerely. Cultivate productive obsession. Scattered focus produces scattered results. The transformative mindset understands the power of productive obsession, the ability to immerse deeply in important work without constant distraction. In a world designed to fragment your attention, the capacity for sustained focus is increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Develop your focus muscle through deliberate practice. Start with short periods of completely undistracted work, 25 minutes. Gradually extend your focus sessions as your capacity increases. Create environmental triggers that signal deep work mode. Eliminate unnecessary notifications and interruptions. Practice bringing your attention back when it wanders. Multitasking is a myth. Single tasking with full presence is the path to exceptional results. Your assignment: schedule 3 25-minute periods of complete focus tomorrow. Turn off all notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and work on one important task with undivided attention. Use a timer and resist all distractions until it rings. Develop intellectual humility. The most dangerous mindset is the one that believes it has nothing left to learn. Intellectual humility, the awareness of your cognitive limitations, is essential for continued growth. No matter how knowledgeable you become, you will always hold incorrect beliefs, incomplete information, and flawed assumptions. Accepting this fact liberates you to continue evolving. Practice saying, "I don't know," without embarrassment. Get comfortable with changing your mind when presented with compelling evidence. Acknowledge that your perspective is limited by your experiences and background. True intelligence isn't about having all the answers. It's about maintaining perpetual curiosity. Your assignment: in your next 3 conversations, practice intellectual humility by asking more questions than making statements. When discussing topics you're knowledgeable about, focus on understanding the other person's perspective before sharing your own. Build decision-making frameworks. The average person makes decisions based on emotions, convenience, or the path of least resistance. The transformative mindset develops systematic frameworks for making high-quality decisions consistently. Decision fatigue is real. Each choice depletes your mental energy. Combat this by creating personal operating systems for both trivial and significant decisions. For everyday choices, establish default options that align with your goals. For important decisions, develop a written evaluation process. When facing uncertainty, identify the reversible versus irreversible elements. Before deciding, consider, what would my best self do in this situation? Your assignment: design a simple decision framework for one area where you frequently struggle. Create a 3-5-step process that you'll follow when facing choices in this domain. Practice strategic incompetence. You cannot excel at everything, nor should you try. The transformative mindset understands the power of strategic incompetence, deliberately choosing areas where good enough is truly good enough. Every hour spent pursuing excellence in a low-impact area is an hour not invested in your unique strengths and highest contributions. Identify the vital few activities where your excellence truly matters. Be ruthlessly average at everything else. Outsource or eliminate non-essential tasks when possible. This isn't about laziness. It's about focused allocation of your finite attention, energy, and time. Your assignment: make 2 lists: areas where excellence matters most to me, and areas where good enough is good enough. Identify one activity from the second list that you can simplify, delegate, or eliminate this week. Embody immediate action. The final and perhaps most important principle of mindset transformation. Develop the habit of immediate action. Knowledge without action is merely entertainment. Most people know what they should do, they simply don't do it. They wait for perfect conditions, more information, or stronger motivation. The transformative mindset operates on a simple rule. The moment you identify a valuable action, take at least one small step immediately. Learn a useful English phrase? Use it in a sentence right away. Read about a productive habit? Implement a scaled-down version today. Have a business idea? Make one concrete move before the day ends. This immediate action principle builds tremendous momentum and overcomes the inertia that kills most positive changes. Your assignment. After finishing this video, identify the one principle that resonated most strongly and take one concrete action, no matter how small, to implement it within the next 60 minutes. Don't wait. Don't plan extensively. Act. And remember this, transformation isn't a single moment. It's thousands of tiny choices made consistently over time. The mindset you cultivate today shapes the reality you'll live tomorrow. If no one else believes in your potential, know that I do. I've seen thousands of people transform their mindsets and, consequently, their lives. You can be one of them. So what will it be? Will you just consume this video and move on? Or will you begin the real work of transformation today? Here at Avenue of Words, we're building a community of growth-oriented English learners committed to developing both linguistic fluency and mental clarity. We share powerful mindset principles, language learning techniques, book insights, and transformation stories, all while helping you master English naturally. If you're ready to transform both your mindset and your English, subscribe now and join our community. Turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly mindset training videos. Remember, the greatest transformations happen one small action at a time. Will you take yours today?